My boyfriend is a serious misophobia and he never likes to be intimate with me. Until that day, I saw him kissing my best friend passionately and his kisses smeared the lipstick on her lips. It turns out that the 3 years he and I had spent together were all just to get closer to her. His brother asked him, "You've been pretending to be a misophobe for 3 years. And you've even wooed the school beauty. When are you going to quit?" Oliver raised his eyelids and answered nonchalantly, "Soon." Bonnie told me not to be so harsh and to dump her after her birthday. I didn't cry or make a fuss. And I took the initiative to break up with him. Then he pulled out his best brother from the blacklist. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Subscribe us to read wonderful novels every day. Now the story begins. My best friend was in a bad mood, so I sang karaoke with her until 10 o'clock in the evening. Oliver came to take me home. Bonnie's cheeks were flushed and her eyes were dazed with drunkenness. He frowned, his tone a little blaming. "How did you let her drink so much?" I thought he was blaming me for neglecting my friends, so I quickly explained. "She seems to be in a bad mood, and I can't stop her. Please help me watch her first. There is a pharmacy downstairs. I will go buy her some hangover medicine." He walked towards Bonnie and said, "Okay," coldly without looking back. Before I entered the elevator, I realized that my cell phone had fallen on the sofa, so I turned back. As soon as his hand grasped the door handle of the private room, I heard a sticky panting sound coming from inside. I paused and looked through the glass on the door. The next moment, my pupils suddenly shrank and my breathing seemed to stop at that moment. Oliver held the back of Bonnie's neck, lowered his head, and kissed her passionately and fiercely. He kissed so hard that he smeared Bonnie's lipstick. And Bonnie didn't resist at all. She even put her arms around his neck and raised her head to respond passionately. I pressed my back against the cold corridor wall, holding hands tightly. I listened to their ambiguous movements with bated breath. I still hope that this scene is just a misunderstanding caused by drunken behavior. My boyfriend of 3 years and my best friend. There is no way they would do this to me. But the next moment, a conversation was heard in the private room. Like a cold sharp knife, it pierced my heart hard. Oliver's voice was low and hoarse, with a hint of tenderness. "Are you upset to see me with her? You dare to drown your sorrows in alcohol. If you're unhappy, I'll confront her later." "Okay. No. Let's wait until her birthday is over. She is my best friend after all. You can't be too harsh on her." He chuckled. "Okay. I'll listen to you. You've wronged me, baby. We're clearly in love, but we're still having an affair." She hummed coyly. "Then you are not allowed to do that with her or kiss her during this period of time." He smiled ambiguously. "Which one? Did we do that yesterday? Are you annoying? Baby, I'm not going to lie to you. There were times when I was with her, but you were all I could think about. Really, Clara is also very beautiful. Are you really willing to give her up?" He coaxed her gently. "Baby, all I want is you from the beginning to the end." She hummed coquettishly. "So how does it feel to be with her?" "I forgot. I only remember the feeling with you. It's worth dying on you." "Stop talking, you pervert." At that moment, my heart seemed to be cut out and thrown into an ice cellar in the cold winter. It was so cold that I couldn't stop shaking. I was filled with grief and anger, and my tears uncontrollably wet my entire face. Relying on the last bit of rationality I had, I suppressed my rage and didn't rush in crying or making a scene. I would rather want to know than cry and make a fuss. How long have I been a fool? I adjusted my mood before returning to the private room, seeing that I didn't buy any hangover medicine. There was a hint of impatience in Oliver's eyes. He carefully helped Bonnie up and walked out directly. "She's always losing things. Take her back to our place. We have hangover soup at home." I always felt that Oliver took good care of my best friend. I naively thought that he loved the person and the people in him. After all, Bonnie and I are best friends and neighbors. They are inseparable every day. Just like one person. Now it seems that I was too stupid. Returned to his home. I settled Bonnie in a guest room. As soon as I came out, I looked up and saw the busy and broad figure in the kitchen. The smell of hangover soup wafted in the air. My heart ached violently. Together for 3 years. Living together for 2 years. This is the first time I see him cooking. I live with him day and night and know that he has severe misophobia. So he never cooked for me. I hardly even went into the kitchen. This kitchen has always been my exclusive place. He has a bad stomach, so I take good care of him. I went to the supermarket every weekend to fill his refrigerator and cooked meal after meal for him. After thinking about it, it seemed that he hadn't had stomachache for a long time. At this moment, I saw him standing quietly in front of the stove cooking soup, holding the spoon in his hand. He kept stirring. It turns out that he was not unwilling to cook. But I'm not the one who can make him cook. But I don't understand. Since he doesn't like me that much, why do you want to be with me? Why do you want to live with me? When a corner of their affair was revealed to me, I will never let go of any clues. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. Oliver lay next to me, tossing and turning. I couldn't fall asleep. Finally, he simply got up and walked out of the room. I opened my eyes and followed him out quietly. I stood outside the study and listened to him talking on the phone in the study, softly coaxing the person on the other end of the phone. Are you still mad at me? You didn't reply to all my messages. He sighed softly. How can I sleep if you're still angry? Yeah, she's asleep. I didn't touch her. Don't let your imagination run wild. I had long been numb with anger, and my reaction to these disgusting words was no longer as intense. I just couldn't help laughing. Laugh at your own stupidity. I've been with him for so long. When they quarreled, he would just rub his eyebrows impatiently and say lightly, let's calm down. I slept in the guest room by myself. Countless late nights. I fell asleep alone with my emotions. When I wake up, my pillow is always wet. You see, he is not a straight man who can't coax people. He would also toss and turn because of one person. He would also coax women in a soft voice. But I was never the one he wanted to coax. I couldn't bear to sleep with him again. So I didn't tell him and reapplied for a dormitory at the school. I went back to pack my things one afternoon when I had no classes. Passing by the esports room, I overheard Oliver and his brother chatting inside. Oliver, you and Clara have been pretending to be misophobic for 3 years. And you've even got the school beauty. When are you going to get away from it? Oliver replied nonchalantly. It's almost time. Bonnie told me not to be too harsh and to wait until after her birthday before we break up. You're amazing. You going through so much trouble for Bonnie. I first chased after her best friend and played with her for 3 years. I even rented a house to live with her just to find a chance to meet Bonnie. You have figured out how to save the country in a roundabout way, Oliver said in a low voice. I could pursue her directly, but she's too arrogant. She's used all kinds of tricks to pursue people. It's harder to pursue her than to pursue her best friend. It's better to take it easy and go after her bestie to excite her. His brother laughed ironically. Indeed. The school beauty is so excited that she wants to get into your bed. That's awesome. Suddenly, everything went dark before my eyes. My chest felt like it was being gripped by a huge hand. A suffocating feeling made it hard for me to breathe. I have wondered countless times how they got started. But I didn't expect it to be so unbearable. I also wondered when he fell in love with my best friend. A few months ago. Half a year ago. A year ago. But she never thought that he was coming for her from the beginning. He had been planning this for a long time. And I was just a pawn he used to get close to Bonnie. After the college entrance examination, he gave up on the better University A. Accompany me to fill in the application to see university. I once thought that was his greatest sincerity towards me. I happily agreed to his pursuit. Now I recall it following the clues. I told him so myself. I'm going to see university with Bonnie. Tears rolled down like beads from a broken string. How ironic. I regret to think that sincerity is fickle. But unfortunately, I have never touched even a corner of my true heart. It's my 21st birthday. Only Oliver and Bonnie were called. A simple celebration in this house where I've lived in for almost 3 years. On the table is the cake that Oliver bought for me. It's topped with fresh, plump strawberries. Bonnie spoke first. Oliver, you're such an incompetent boyfriend. Don't you know that our Clara doesn't like strawberries? I don't like strawberries. He doesn't like to worry about it either. It doesn't matter. He shrugged. Sorry, I forgot. I caught a glimpse of the fleeting smugness in Bonnie's eyes. Strawberry cake is her favorite. My birthday cake became a tool for them to express their feelings secretly. I curled the corner of my mouth sarcastically. Blow out the candles now. Bonnie urged me to make a wish with a smile on her face. I looked at her, feeling more unfamiliar than ever before. We have known each other for 10 years and have been each other's most important friends in our youth. 10 years of friendship has changed beyond recognition because of one man. Bonnie, if you want him, I'll give him to you. Let it be at the cost of our 10 years of friendship. I closed my eyes and made a calm wish. I hope my boyfriend Oliver and my best friend Bonnie will love each other forever. After he finished speaking, the air suddenly became stagnant. It was so quiet that there was not a sound. I opened my eyes expressionlessly and stared coldly at the two stunned people. After all, a bitch and a dog should be together forever. In the dim and quiet restaurant, The flame on the candle swayed slightly in the wind from the window. Bonnie's sobs broke the deadlock among the three people. Clara, how can you say that to me? Oliver took a step forward and protected her behind him. He looked at me with cold eyes, and his tone was still calm. It has nothing to do with her. I just like her and keep pestering her. If you want to blame someone, just blame me. I looked at his determined eyes and couldn't help but smile. As I laughed, tears welled up at the corners of my eyes. Oliver, you are a coward. Since she is the one you liked from the beginning, then go after her. Why do you want to harm me? He was not sure how much I knew. Hearing this, a hint of surprise flashed in his eyes. He frowned and lowered his head silently. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I looked past him and at Bonnie. Right here in this house, on the bed I made with my own hands, I found several strands of your hair. It's burgundy, and I went with you to dye it. Is the hotel too expensive? Or is this place more exciting? My emotions gradually lost control, and I raised my voice and yelled, Tell me, what should I say to you? Tell me. She paused and opened her mouth, but no words came out. Oliver put his arm around her shoulders and looked at me coldly. The last person you should blame is her. If she hadn't stopped me, I would have broken up with you half a year ago. She treats you as a sister, so she doesn't have the heart to hurt you. Otherwise, why would she have to put herself in such a difficult position by having such a long secret relationship with me? Bonnie wiped her tears and whispered softly, If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have had the chance to date him for 3 years. Who can control matters of the heart? You can't say such harsh things about me. Listening to their extremely disgusting words, I felt nauseous. It's been half a year already. I've been working so hard for you too. I've been stealing your love for half a year. I laughed out of anger and was too lazy to say another word to them. Go into the house and pull out the suitcase. Slam the door. He left without looking back. After completely falling out, they became unscrupulous. It wasn't long before they were together openly. They show their love to each other in school. My roommate Dana is my classmate. She carefully asked me to verify this. Have you and Oliver broken up? I felt there was no need to hide it, so I nodded in agreement. Because of the school beauty Bonnie, aren't you and her best friends? Is she a mistress? I was silent for a moment, then shook my head calmly. No, we broke up peacefully. I don't want to tell these private matters to outsiders. I feel deeply wronged in this relationship, but the grievances in love are ultimately not something that can be told to outsiders. As for Bonnie, I do have some resentment, but after knowing each other for 10 years, I can't help but have hope in my heart. Keep the last bit of decency for our decade. What embarrassed me the most was my friend Delia's birthday party. She is the girlfriend of Oliver's brother. Because we can talk to each other, we get along very well. I agreed to attend her birthday party a month ago. Now I don't want to go because I'm afraid of embarrassment. But she hit him back with, At worst I can tell Oliver not to come. But you have to come anyway. I couldn't really ask her to tell Oliver not to come. Later, I went there anyway. In the noisy private room, I sat in the corner and ate the fruit plate in silence. Not only did Oliver come, he also came with his family. Bonnie sat next to him, half of her body leaning on his chest. I don't know where I bought a bag of sugar-roasted chestnuts. He peeled them one by one patiently and fed them into her mouth. A whole room of old acquaintances. There are always eyes silently moving between the three of us. I ignored him and drank my juice. Delia nudged me lightly with her elbow and said apologetically, I didn't know he was going to bring her. I'm sorry. I smiled and said indifferently, It's okay. We're from the same school, so it's inevitable that we'll run into each other. At this time, the door of the private room was pushed open. Oliver's good brother Noah walked in and met my eyes as soon as he raised his eyes. He glanced at Oliver again, raised an eyebrow, and walked over to sit in the empty seat next to me. Drinking is inseparable from playing games. In the third round of Lao Tu's adventure, Noah lost. He chose the big adventure without thinking. Paul smiled maliciously. It's not easy for Noah to lose once. Let's play a big game. Pick a girl on the spot and pretend to be a couple for a month. Noah raised his eyebrows, looked around, and smiled. They are all my brother's women. Why are you playing such a big game? Delia was not afraid of trouble and squeezed over to push me towards him. Not all of them. Isn't there a single person here? Noah looked at me with a gloomy look in his eyes. He just opened his mouth when a deep voice suddenly came from the other side. Noah, she doesn't play with that. Oliver interrupted inexplicably. Noah looked back at him and smiled playfully. Why? Do you mind? Why should I mind? You didn't choose Bonnie. I just want to remind you that she can't play these games and is prone to being serious. Bonnie also responded sarcastically. Yeah, Clara is so serious. How can you play these games? If she gets serious and you don't take responsibility, she will get angry. I glared at them both coldly. They are singing the same tune and pointing at me. I can't afford to play yin and yang. So I blocked both of them and acted as if I was breaking off relations with them. Noah ignored him and asked me, So, do you want to play? I stared at him seriously and said without hesitation, Play. Oliver's face darkened instantly. I find it ironic that even though he doesn't like me, he is still a male chauvinist. He wouldn't allow me to have an affair with his brother under his nose. Paul immediately perked up. It's 9 p.m. on the 8th. So let's start from now and end at 9 p.m. on the 8th of next month. You can't quit halfway. If you pretend to fail, Noah will fine each of us $1,000. Noah readily agreed. Delia stamped her feet with excitement, stood up and picked up the bag of sugar-roasted chestnuts on the table. Noah, your girlfriend just said she wanted to eat sugar-roasted chestnuts. What? When did I say that? Noah was very considerate. He leaned over and took one from the bag, saying in a doting tone, Baby, if you want to eat, tell me and I'll peel it for you. My little heart trembled slightly. Such natural actor-level acting. He peeled it quickly and I reached out to take it. But he dodged it easily, held up the chestnut and fed it directly to my mouth. From the corner of my eye, I saw Oliver's sharp eyes falling on me. I opened my mouth and gently bit the chestnut. The tip of her tongue accidentally swept across his fingers. My face suddenly turned red. Noah's Adam's apple rolled slightly and he pulled his hand back as if he had been electrocuted. When the show is over, I followed Noah and got into his car. Sitting in the passenger seat, I looked straight ahead and didn't dare to look at him at all. He held the steering wheel and drove steadily. He remained silent all the way, until the car stopped at the west gate of the school. I unbuckled my seatbelt, said goodbye to him, and was about to open the car door. His low and hoarse voice suddenly sounded. Girlfriend, should we add each other? As soon as he finished speaking, he seemed to suddenly think of something and chuckled. Oh, no. You should remove me from the blacklist first. Lying on the bed in the dormitory, I stared at the avatar on IG that was pulled out of the blacklist. My thoughts drift back to a year ago. Oliver is always busy. Whenever I have something going on, he rarely shows up for me. Always had his brother Noah come over for him. That time I had heatstroke outside, and it was Noah who took me to the hospital. I'll ask Noah to take you to the hospital first. Bonnie and I will come to see you later. Listening to Oliver's voice on the phone, I was lying on the hospital bed, and I replied as usual. It's okay. Take your time. After hanging up the phone, Noah's eyes turned cold. Do you like him that much? He's my boyfriend. Of course I like him. A mocking smile appeared on his face. He is also considered a boyfriend. I feel like he and your best friend are more like a couple. I was furious. Sorry for bothering you today. You can leave now. The aunt in the next bed just walked in, saw me, and greeted me. Little girl, it's you again. We met last time when you went to the hospital in the middle of the night with gastroenteritis. I exchanged a few polite words with her. Finally, she pointed at Noah and praised him highly. Your boyfriend is really amazing. He's always busy running around. You have such good taste. I took a breath and bit my lip without saying anything. Noah smiled and looked at me meaningfully. Indeed, she has a good eye. After he left, he sent me a photo. In the photo, at the hospital entrance, Oliver was holding an umbrella and walking side by side with Bonnie. He put his arm loosely around Bonnie's shoulders. Noah was right. They were more like a couple. I stared at the photo and my eyes became red. The next second, Noah was blacklisted. I know I'm running away from something. I was surprised that Noah didn't bring it up again. Nor did he show off to me in a smug manner. See, I warned you a long time ago. He followed the rules of the game and greeted me good morning and good night every day. Maybe it was because Paul mentioned us in the group. You two can't cheat when you pretend to be a couple. You have to chat every day and go on dates. Holding hands and kissing are indispensable. Take screenshots every day and check in the group for everyone to check. I didn't expect a game to be so rigorous. Do you really want to kiss? I kind of regretted agreeing to it at that time. But when I think of the couple who are waiting to laugh at me, I decided to continue performing for the whole month. Noah, morning, baby. Me, good morning, baby. Noah, just woke up. Me, yes. Have you had breakfast? Noah, no. I'm waiting for you to eat together. I was stunned for a moment before I replied. Okay, I'll clean it up and come out. When I came down, he was already waiting for me downstairs in the dormitory. I ran over and said, I'm sorry, I'm a little slow. I guess you kept waiting for a long time. He naturally took my hand and said, it's okay. It's normal for you girls to take it slow. Without giving it much thought, I blurted out, huh, besides me, who else is so slow? After I said that, I realized why it sounded so sour. Sure enough, he looked at me with a faint smile in his eyes. Haven't you had breakfast yet? Why does it smell so sour? We ate at McDonald's on the commercial street near the school. He paid for it. I casually said, I'll transfer it to you. He put his hands on the table and tilted his head to look at me. Baby, get into the mood. There's no such thing as an AA system on a date. I put away my phone in disappointment. At 10 o'clock in the evening, I received another message from him. I miss you. Just 4 words, but extremely ambiguous. I responded, I miss you, too. Him, little liar. I have a vague feeling that he is very good at it. Screenshots of our daily chats and photos of our dates. Noah will post it to the group the next day. Every time it creates a commotion in the group. Almost everyone jumped out to speak. Delia is crazy about CP. Fuck. This is too sweet. It's killing me. Paul. Noah. That's fine. I'm afraid this $1,000 won't be cheap for me. Only Oliver and Bonnie usually remained silent. One day half a month later, Bonnie spoke up as if she had eaten dynamite. When did Clara become so casual? By the way, aren't there a few of you brothers and your girlfriends in this group? Why hasn't Clara left the group yet? They were chatting and every word was a subtle sarcasm towards me. I'm a little confused. Delia immediately sent me a private message. My boyfriend said that it was the anniversary of Oliver's mother's death 2 days ago, and Bonnie thought the cemetery was dirty and refused to accompany him. The two had a big fight. I heard that Oliver mentioned you on the phone, saying that you accompany him every year and prepare the offerings for him in advance. The little bitch is taking it out on you. Oliver's mother died when he was very young. He never mentioned his father. When I knew him, he lived with his grandparents. It is said that his father is quite rich and gives a considerable amount of child support to his grandparents every year. When his father was absent, only his mother took care of him. He attaches particular importance to his mother's death anniversary. Bonnie hit him where it hurts. But it's also funny. Why would they involve me in their quarrel? I was just about to type back. Noah said, why can't my girlfriend be in the group? Delia. This group had a simple name before, but now there is one more person, and the name has become longer. Alas, since the third sister joined, the name has a lot of strokes. Bonnie was so angry that she bit Oliver. The strange thing is that this time Oliver didn't show up to help. That day, Noah and I went shopping in the supermarket. I ran into Oliver and Bonnie head-on. Oliver pushed the cart and Bonnie held his arm. He saw me and paused. Then he pushed the cart towards us. His deep gaze fell on the hands held by Noah and me. You two seem to be taking this game quite seriously. I curled my lips and ignored him. Noah looked at him with a half-smile. 1,000 per person. Brother, how about you help me out? Oliver subconsciously said, okay, if Clara doesn't want to play anymore, the money is mine. As soon as the words fell, several people were stunned. Oliver himself reacted and his fingers that were pushing the cart tightened slightly. Bonnie was a little surprised and silently tightened her arm around his. Noah glanced at their shopping cart and raised an eyebrow. You're physically fit. Brother. Oliver's face changed slightly. I followed his gaze. There are several boxes of sets of different styles in the shopping cart. Sure enough, they fought at the head of the bed and made peace at the foot of the bed. I instantly felt as nauseous as if I had eaten a fly. No, I can afford it. And I can let it go. You should save your money to buy birth control products. After saying that, I took Noah's hand and turned away. Noah took me to a Western restaurant far away for dinner. When we came out after eating, it was already 8:30 in the evening. As soon as I got in the car, my phone screen lit up. I opened it and saw that it was an application sent by Oliver. The verification message is, I didn't take those things. I rolled my eyes. I don't know why he told me this. I declined the application and did not respond. Noah suddenly said, I'm not familiar with this place. Please use my phone to navigate. I obediently picked up his phone. I don't know the password. He gave me 6 numbers directly. I typed in and opened. You really trust me? He grinned and said, girlfriend is welcome to check at any time. The dim car lights illuminated his handsome face. He smiled too beautifully. My heart was pounding. I couldn't help but think of the time I spent with Oliver. I never had the right to touch his phone, not to mention asking him to tell me the password to his phone. This feeling of having someone open their heart to you is inexplicably heartwarming. I searched on the navigation app. A message suddenly popped up at the top. I accidentally touched it. At the top of the chat box were the 3 words, Oliver. I watched their conversation with my sharp eyes. Oliver, do you really like Clara? Noah. So what? Oliver, she's my ex-girlfriend. If you still want to be friends with her, don't go too far. Noah, then we're not brothers anymore. Oliver, she won't like you. My breathing suddenly quickened. He likes me. Then I thought, we are playing a game. Within the scope of the game, I shouldn't take these words seriously. After calming down, he quickly returned to the navigation interface. The 30th day of the game. Around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I received a message from Noah. Baby, I've reserved a table. Let's have dinner together tonight. After pretending to be a couple for a month, I've become quite familiar with it. Quickly replied, okay. In front of a newly opened internet celebrity chain store, we met Oliver and Bonnie again. They were arguing with cold faces. Bonnie looked unhappy. I don't care. I want to eat here. Isn't it? Who told you not to make a reservation earlier? Oliver said impatiently. Is it that important to wait for hours for a table? Can't you eat something else? I want to eat here. Noah and I both wanted to pretend that we didn't know these two. Silently move around them. Unexpectedly, Bonnie discovered me as soon as I sat down. You guys are here too. Have you reserved a table? Then why don't we all come together? Noah raised his eyelids and said with a cold expression, the family next door is small, so you don't have to wait for a table. The implication couldn't be more obvious. Bonnie sat in front of me, glanced at us, and said with disdain, why? Are you afraid that we'll disturb your date? But you're not a real couple. Oliver looked at me solemnly, then lowered his eyes to look at his phone and reminded me, it's 8 o'clock. In another hour, your game should be over. I poured a glass of water for Noah and myself and took a sip calmly. What are you talking about? I just feel sick seeing you two. If you insist on eating together, then go ahead. You two pay for this meal. Oliver was straightforward. Okay. When ordering food, Noah specifically told the waiter that I don't eat onions and therefore no onions should be put in any dishes. During the meal, he considerately picked up food and served me soup. Oliver looked at me from time to time, his eyes revealing some complicated emotions, so much so that he totally ignored Bonnie's increasingly dark face. The 5th time he looked at me, Bonnie couldn't hold it in any longer. My aunt is here. Please help me buy that at the supermarket downstairs. She didn't lower her voice and we heard it all. Oliver naturally heard it too, but he did not move, turned his head with a cold face and said, Bonnie, stop being such a jerk all the time. Bonnie's eyes suddenly turned red, and her tone became higher. I was acting. Oliver, I was like this before. Now that you've gotten her, you're accusing me of being an actor. Last time, because of the incident on your mother's death anniversary, I could tell that you regretted being with me. You kept telling me how good Clara was to you in the past. She was so nice. Why did you stay with her? Why did you have to chase me? Do you think I don't know that you secretly added her? You're obsessed with her so much. You must be regretting being with me. Right. Oliver seemed to be driven into a corner by her, and the emotions in his eyes were revealed without restraint. His deep eyes locked onto me, and his tone was firm. Yes, I regret it. I regret that I lost the person who was sincere to me. The next moment, Bonnie raised a glass of water and threw it at me in anger. Noah quickly moved sideways and held me in his arms. He was soaked. Parking lot. Inside the dim car, Noah wiped his hair with a tissue and said through gritted teeth, I knew I couldn't share a table with a crazy man and woman. Seeing that he didn't wipe it clean, I took a tissue. After motioning him to lower his head, she wiped his hair naturally. I said with some lingering fear, why are you blocking it for me? If it's hot water, you'll be cooked. He looked up at me, his eyes filled with tiny starlight. Don't even mention water. I'll block a knife for you. These words hit me hard without any warning. An intense feeling of warmth swept over me in an instant. Noah. Baby cried baby for a month. This was the first time I called his name seriously. He said, in a hoarse voice. I played a straight ball. Do you like me? He didn't deny it. Do you think I like taking care of my brother's girlfriend so much? Yes. No matter how slow I am. I should have noticed it earlier. Every time I was sick, he was always the first one to appear by my side. It's not because of Oliver that I take care of me. He took care of me entirely out of his own will. Otherwise, a boy like him who is free and unrestrained, if he doesn't want to, who can force him? I confessed. Actually, I saw what you said to him that day. He lowered his eyes. I know. So you pretended not to see it because you don't like me. No. It's because I'm not sure if what you said is within the scope of the game. So I don't dare to take it seriously. He looked at me steadily and suddenly asked, "What time is it now?" I glanced at my phone. 9:03. Before I could finish my words, he suddenly leaned down and kissed my slightly open lips. After a brief kiss, he let me go and looked at me with his dark eyes. The Adam's apple slides and the voice becomes slightly hoarse. Now you can take it seriously. There is a residual warm touch on the lips. His blazing hot eyes were before my eyes. I stared at him for a long while. Then she raised her hand, grabbed his collar and pulled him towards her. In his surprised eyes, I raised my head and kissed his thin lips. Then you can take it seriously. At 9 o'clock, the group was frantically urging Noah to post a check-in photo. It was not until 10 o'clock that he calmly posted a screenshot in the group. A screenshot of my chat with him. The time was 9:50. Noah, baby, I'm home. Me? Why are you still calling me baby? Noah, don't you like it? That wife? Me? No. Just be a baby. Noah, okay. Whatever you say. Do you like the gift? Me? This necklace is too expensive. Noah, it's okay. Your husband has money. The group suddenly exploded. Delia, wow. The couple I'm supporting is real. Congratulations. Paul, that's great. Noah, you've turned the fake into real. Shouldn't we give out red envelopes to celebrate? Congratulations to the two lovers for finally getting married. Ha 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 ha, wish Noah a happy marriage. When I clicked into the group, Noah has gone so crazy as to send out 50,000 red envelopes. The group was as lively as New Year's Day. Except Oliver and Bonnie didn't show up. The rest of the people were all busy scrambling for the red envelopes. I said in the group chat with a painful look on my face, "Didn't we win? Why are you still sending out red envelopes?" Noah, baby, I want the matchmaker red envelope. Delia, wow, you're protecting your husband so soon. Paul, ha ha ha, sister-in-law, you're so strict when we just got together. They made me blush all the way to my ears. I didn't dare to say another word. After that time Oliver and Bonnie had a falling out. They broke up not long after. It is said that the two had a very ugly quarrel. Delia was overjoyed to share gossip with me. Did you know that Oliver is actually the illegitimate son of the boss of Decun Group? Bonnie didn't like him at first. But later, his half-brother had a car accident, and his father almost agreed to let Oliver return to his ancestral home and inherit the family business. But he didn't expect his brother to wake up a few days later. Ha ha ha. No wonder Bonnie climbed into his bed earlier. So that's what he had in mind. Oliver had previously given Bonnie a bracelet that his mother had passed down to his future daughter-in-law. But as soon as they broke up, Bonnie turned around and sold it. Guess what? That thing is worthless at all. Ha 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 ha. She was so angry that her face turned green. It's only been half a month since they broke up. And Bonnie has hooked up with a rich second-generation guy. Oliver is such a scumbag. And every evildoer gets his due. After hearing these stories, I couldn't help but sigh. He threw my true heart away. I thought it was for a better view. Unexpectedly, it ended in such a mess in just a few months. It's true. A cat that steals fish will eventually eat sick fish. After Noah and I started dating, Oliver called me from several different phone numbers. As soon as I heard his voice, I hung up and blocked him. I thought he would always calm down. But I was wrong. This afternoon, my roommate came back from class and told me gossipingly, "Clara, your ex-boyfriend is waiting for you downstairs. He said he will wait until you come downstairs." I sighed and went downstairs reluctantly, pushing open the door of the dormitory. The orange sunset in the evening comes towards you. He stood with his back to me, under the osmanthus tree in full bloom in front of the dormitory. His back was slightly bent and his shoulders slumped. There is an inexplicable loneliness in the back view. Hearing the noise behind him, he turned around, then walked up to me. His voice was hoarse. I broke up with her. I was obsessed with her for so long. But in the end I found that we were not suitable for each other. I looked at him, my tone calm. "You don't need to tell me this. Your affairs have nothing to do with me anymore." He asked me hesitantly, "Do you really like him?" "Of course. I'm not like you. I won't joke about other people's feelings. Clara, I was wrong for the past 3 years. During this time, I kept thinking about you and the days when we were together. If I could start over again, I would never. I interrupted him. Oliver, there is no if. And there will be no redo. Those 3 years were a nightmare for me, and I have woken up. I also hope that you will not disturb me again and remind me of those worst days. Pain welled up in his eyes, and he asked me with a wry smile. We've been together for 3 years. Why did you let it go in just over a month? I told him calmly. I didn't let it go in just over a month. I let it go little by little during the countless moments of disappointment over the past 3 years. The corners of his eyes gradually turned red, and his voice trembled a little. Clara, can we still go back? I didn't answer, because my eyes passed over him and saw the tall figure hurrying towards me. I think, in the smile in my eyes, Oliver heard the answer. Extra. Noah first met Clara at a party organized by Paul. She was a very pretty and well-behaved girl, but she had poor taste. She chose Oliver as her boyfriend. Anyone with a discerning eye could see that Oliver didn't really care about her. She was left alone all night. The girl's feelings were never taken into consideration during the whole process. Only Delia couldn't stand it and went over to chat with her to relieve her boredom. Later, everyone played games. A very simple game. Just catch the same thing. A group of people play rock paper scissors together. Those who have the same hand gestures must grab together immediately. Those who grab the wrong hand are slow to grab the hand, or are left alone will drink. In one round, he and Clara were the only ones who played paper. Without thinking twice, he reached out and grabbed her. The girl's hands were so soft, as if they had no bones, just icy cold. He raised an eyebrow and glanced at her, and the girl quickly retracted her hand. She sat here all night, so cold, but her boyfriend didn't care. He stood up and went to the bathroom. I passed by the air conditioning control panel and casually turned up the temperature. TSK. He didn't even know he was so nosy. A few days later, Noah was called to the bar by Oliver late at night. After a few drinks, the upset Oliver began to confide in him. Everything he said revealed his worries about the love he couldn't have. But he didn't sound like the girl with the cold hands. Noah's eyes shone and he reminded him, "Brother, don't forget you have a girlfriend." Oliver laughed sarcastically. "Girlfriend? What girlfriend? Haha, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be in this relationship." His drunken talk was incoherent, but Noah still understood. When the show was over, he used Oliver's cell phone to call his girlfriend. When Clara came in, Noah was just covered in vomit by Oliver. He frowned unhappily and took off his coat. Clara looked apologetic and said, "I'm sorry. Give me the clothes and I'll wash them and return them to you later." He didn't have the good virtue to refuse, so he handed it to her without saying a word. The girl took it and took out a bag from her bag and gave it to him. She said in a soft voice, "He seems to be in a bad mood recently. Thank you for accompanying him. This is hangover tea. It is quite useful." Noah watched the girl supporting Oliver as they walked out of the bar with difficulty step by step. A very strange thought slipped into his mind. He wondered if he were Oliver. I would never be so stupid as to be carrying a precious jade without knowing it. 3 days later, Oliver returned the laundry she had done. Black windbreaker jacket. Washed clean. He smelled it and there was a faint scent of jasmine. It somehow reminded him of the girl with the gentle voice. A week passed after that. Late at night, Oliver asked in the group, "Who's in school tonight? My girlfriend has gastroenteritis. Please help take her to the hospital." "Delia, what have you been doing? Why don't you care about your girlfriend when she's like this?" "Oliver, I went to S-City with a friend and won't be back." Noah typed silently. "I'm still in school. I'll take her there." "Oliver, thanks, bro." Noah quickly changed his clothes and left home. I stepped on the accelerator and drove 15 kilometers to school. After picking up the pale Clara, he drove her to the hospital. I was busy all the time until late at night. He sat in front of the bed, staring at the girl's haggard face with a frown. Then I thought of the charming female voice that interrupted Oliver's phone call. A shameless idea suddenly popped into his mind. He wanted to steal his brother's woman. Oliver has troubled Noah countless times because of his girlfriend. After a few interactions, Noah and Clara even added each other. Noah himself wanted to laugh. Why was he like a surrogate boyfriend? He never gets any good things and has to deal with all the troubles. In fact, it's not impossible to refuse. He just didn't want to refuse. When he heard that she was in trouble, he wanted to help her without hesitation. Or maybe, he just wanted to see her, no matter in what capacity. The day she fainted from heatstroke, he was so scared that he broke out in a cold sweat. But Oliver was still late. He heard her weakly speaking words of understanding to the other end of the phone. He frowned and said such words to her for the first time. It was the first time I sent her a photo like that. Force her to see the truth. But I didn't expect that more haste makes waste. He frowned and looked at the red exclamation mark. He pulled his lips and laughed angrily. I'm such a fucking slut. A year later, what he reminded her of turned out to be a prophecy. The news that her best friend stole her love was widely spread. He never thought that he would see Delia again on her birthday party. I saw her sitting in the corner, with her head hung down, looking unhappy. I paused and looked through the glass on the door. At that moment, he quietly clenched his fists. He pretended not to notice the empty seat next to Paul that was reserved for him. Walk straight to her and sit down. When he overheard, Delia whispered to him, I have a senior who is tall and handsome, and his character is much better than Oliver's. I will introduce him to you later. He couldn't sit still anymore. I took out my phone and quickly created a group of 3. Bring in Delia and Paul. Then he quickly typed a few words and sent it out. I like Clara. Help me chase people. These 10 words stunned the 2 men like a bomb. They looked at each other, both stunned. Delia. What the hell? Paul. Fuck. This is exciting. That night, with the perfect cooperation of the 2 wingmen, he finally got what he wanted and met her. In that game, he played himself from beginning to end. Over.